Day 14 of A Life with God. We're still in the section of the With God life, but today, day 14, takes a change, or takes a shift. During the first 13 days, the focus was on the idea of the spiritual practice. The focus was on the idea of being aware of the presence of God. Today, the focus shifts to learning about God through Jesus. Jesus is, of course, the ultimate manifestation of God. He's the ultimate, most complete picture that we have. The reading comes out of John chapter 1, where it says, "And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld His glory." And the idea there is, God Himself choosing to come down and become one of us, the Creator becoming one of the created. The very idea of incarnation, of God stepping into our world, our reality, our culture, our time as one of us, I think is one of the central, most significant aspects of Christianity, and I think one of the things that separates it from a lot of other religions, just that idea that God Himself would come down and become one of us. It literally is God with us on a whole new dimension. It's no longer just the idea, it's no longer just a concept, it's no longer just an abstract thing. It is literally God becoming man and dwelling among us, living among us as a human. And I think, for me personally, when I think of that, it's almost shocking that God Himself would choose to live as a person. But from my perspective, it's also very, very encouraging and comforting, because I know that when I'm facing circumstances in my life and I wonder, God, I know You're supposed to be with me, it takes on a whole new dimension when I think of the fact that Jesus actually lived a human life. Anyway, the emphasis for the spiritual practice for the next 10, 11 days of 3-day 25 is going to be on learning about God through Jesus. Not just, we hear things from God, we hear about God through the prophets, we see God's interaction with people in the stories of the Old Testament. But again, in Jesus, all of that takes on a complete new dimension, a complete new reality, as God Himself dwells among us. And we don't just get to hear about God, now we get to see God and interact with God through the person of Jesus Christ. So for the next several days, that'll be the emphasis of the readings, at least that's what it sounds like. The emphasis of the readings will be on learning about God through Jesus and what Jesus reveals to us about God the Father. So, that's day 14 of A Year with God.